SUVs have been ruling the roost in India. Every new launch is an SUV, and from every model we expect almost the same things. But that's not the case with the new Kia Syros. That's the latest addition in the Kia India's lineup and will be positioned slightly above the Kia Sonet. Now even this, like the Sonet, is a subcompact SUV but is aimed at buyers for whom practicality is the primary concern. Yes, the car oozes on the practicality aspect, and just see the overall design, the overall looks, the boxy silhouette. All of this has been done to keep practicality at its very core. Now we are going to tell you that what all new the Kia Syros is going to offer in the segment and how different it is from all the other SUVs that's been offered so far, because again the set of target buyers for this SUV is different. I'm Shubham Parashar, you're watching Business Standard, and let's begin. So let's begin right with the design. Now with the Kia Syros, it is going to be a love it or a hate it affair. People definitely are going to have mixed opinion about the design, but once you can make peace with that, you will get to understand that it has been done with practicality being at its right center. Now the overall design, it really offers you good kind of space, good headroom, good overall legroom, knee room on the inside, and that's primarily done because the target audience, the target customers for this model are obviously those who really need a nice practical daily driver. Now dimensions again favor that. The length of the car is 3995 millimeters, and you have a long 2550 millimeters wheelbase. That's space between both the wheels, which has been done just to enhance the overall space, the overall knee room inside the car. Even the car is fairly wide at over 1800 millimeters, one of the widest car in the subcompact SUV category, and this one rides on 17-inch dual-tone alloy wheels. Now you have three dimensions for the wheels. The base variant gets 15 inches, then you have 16 inches in the mid-spec variant, and you have 17 inches on this top spec trim. Let's get into the design now. So up front, the car has a very EV vibe going on with the blanked off panel right here at the front. The radiator grille has been shifted down here on the bumper. Now you do get chunky cladding and on the bumper finished in black, and you have silver inserts on them as well. In fact, in terms of overall contrast, you know, there's good amount of contrast with black finishes on the car. On the lip of the bonnet you have them here, and I quite like the design of the headlights right here. These are vertically stacked headlights, quite nicely integrated. You have that black finish as well. You have this vertical LED strip, and you have the ice cube design for the headlights right here. The bonnet is nice, tight, and you know, doesn't look too small as well. You have a power dome at the center. Now a very subtle finish for these, and you have a slightly straight windscreen area, so you have straight A pillars right here at the front. And overall, in terms of design, as I said, it is going to be a love it and hate it affair. More on that when you walk towards the profile of the car, because here, yes, it is tall boyish, it has a boxy silhouette, but yes, you know, it gives a slight MPV sense as well. Now what I like here are the finish of the elements. Like you have nice flush door handles here, again very nicely integrated, very nicely done here. But the claddings for me, you know, they look just too bold. You know, Kia could have done a subtle finish for the claddings right here. You have the squared wheel arches, but not exactly squared treatment. So you have the round cavity here, but the claddings, they have been kept square. A nice dual tone contrast you see on the pillows as well. You have got a roof rail finished in silver, and more in terms of overall finish of the inserts on the wing mirror or on the window line area is quite nice. Now you don't have that strong shoulder line going on, again that has been kept very subtle, but I personally like that. It goes with the overall design of the car. Towards the rear, if you'll come, the rear end is quite flat and is quite seamless. Now you don't have too many character lines going on right here. You have a quite a even finish for the boot gate, and you have the Syros badging right here. Again, the chunky cladding continues with silver inserts. You have a spoiler, you have the shark fin antenna. So yes, it has quite a good amount of segment's first features. And what I really like that it doesn't get connected taillights. For me, that design is now quite passe. You have this nicely integrated LED tail lights with L-shaped motifs, and then on the bottom you have your turn indicators and your reverse light and your reflectors right here. So yes, as I said, in terms of overall design, it is going to be a mixed bag. People are going to have different opinion, but once you pass that design, like if you can make peace with the overall design on the inside, it has actually got quite a lot to offer, quite a lot of practicality, quite a lot of features which are going to be segment first, and the cabin overall feels very premium. So let's get inside and check out the car, how that feels like. Now it's on the inside, the Kia Syros leaves no stone unturned to impress you. The cabin feels very premium in terms of finish. The material quality is top notch, and I quite like this dual tone light grey and dark grey color treatment with just a similar kind of inserts. You have very subtle chrome finish on the central console, on the dashboard. It runs the width of the entire dashboard, and overall the visibility out from the driver's seat is quite good. And the material, in terms of finish, wherever you brush your hand, it feels quite premium and quite high quality by segment standards. The seats themselves are very comfortable and very accommodating. So for someone of my frame, it feels very comfortable. You have decent side support as well. The under thigh support of the front seats could have been a bit better, but again, nothing of a deal breaker. Now let's begin with the elements that you get inside. You have the single piece setup for the touchscreen. You have the 12-inch touchscreen right here with wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, over 60 connected car features. You have the 10.25-inch digital instrument cluster. The graphics, the layout is quite crisp, quite sharp, and the screen is very easy to read as well. I quite like the user interface of the screen. So once you get on the welcome front of the car, so again, the way all the menus have been integrated, very easy to read, and very nice icons you get here. The overall user interface, everything is within easy reach, within lesser clicks, so it feels really easy in that regard, and you really don't need to take your eyes off the road for any quick feature. Also, because you have got physical buttons for all the quick features you need. You have physical buttons for climate control. Here you have these toggle like switch nicely integrated. Then you have got controls for your volume adjustment, your media control. So all the controls are right here within your easy reach, and that really helps when you are driving. Now in terms of more features, this one has got a wireless charger, but the bigger feature is that all the 4 seats inside this cabin are ventilated. You have the ventilated seat switch right here to turn on the ventilation function on the door. So again, ergonomically very well positioned, and you have more features like a nice big panoramic sunroof that really adds to the overall sense of space and makes this cabin feel very spacious. You have auto dimming IRVM right here. As I mentioned, you have wireless charging. You have got 7 airbags inside this cabin. The steering wheel is all new, again feels very nice to hold, and comes with leather wrap as well. So quite like the overall design of the steering wheel as well. You have got a premium 8-speaker Harman Kardon audio system, 64 ambient color lighting, and you have got all the features that you can imagine in this segment. Here is a proper lowdown on the features. So yes, that's quite a big panoramic sunroof that you have here, quite a big cavity. But again, this is not to pop your head out when you're driving. You can do that when the car is parked, when it is stationary, but yes, when you're driving it, it's highly risky and it's illegal at the same time. So really we won't suggest that. But more on the practicality front, the width of the car again feels quite spacious. The overall room, even with the seat set at my driving position, is quite nice, and you have got ample charging points as well. You have got type 2 type C charging points at the front, and you have got a switch to again engage them and to turn them off as you need. So again, quite a nice feature and a very thoughtfully designed cabin this is. Everything falls within your easy reach. You have got the 360 degree camera view button right here, so whenever you'll need to just see around when you're starting, very easy access for that. You have got electric parking brake here, hold function, everything within easy reach. Again, you have got drive mode controls and traction control on the steering wheel. So you have the eco, normal and sport drive modes. You have the snow, mud and sand traction modes. So Kia has given all the features that you could probably imagine inside this car. By the way, on the charging front, you also get the 12-volt charging socket nicely integrated right here. So wireless charging, type C charging, 12-volt charging points, you have got them all inside this Kia Syros. And the central console as well, quite nice, quite thoughtfully designed up. You have the dustbin here that comes standard with the car. You have nice big cup holders as well, so you can actually fit in 1-liter bottles quite easily in them, and with nice rotary adjustments as well, given for different sizes of the cups that you would be putting in. You have a decent size storage space in the central console, in the center armrest as well, and you have the 2.5 air filter as well here inside the Kia Syros. So again, in terms of features, Kia has given it all, and it just leaves no stone unturned in impressing you. But with that, the real deal is at the rear seat as well. So let's go and check out how it feels at the rear. Now at the rear, the Kia Syros feels even more spacious. Just look at the kind of knee room I have here. The front seat is set at my driving position. I'm 5 feet 10 inches tall, and I have ample knee room. Even I can easily cross my leg here and sit, and I'll be very comfortable. 2 adults will fit in very very easily in the car. But that's not it. The real deal with the rear seats are that you have got quite nice sliding function and reclining function for this rear seat. So yes, the adjustments angle are ample to make more room or more luggage room if you'll need. So you can adjust it as per your liking and just be at your comfortable position, at your comfortable space. So overall, yes, even when it comes to daily driving, your daily city commute, the car feels very sufficient, and on a longer run, on a longer highway commute, you will be very comfortable inside this cabin. It will feel premium and very easy and very likable to be in. Now with that done, let's also see how the boot space feels like, because again, with the seat reclining and sliding function, you have decent storage space even in the boot. So let's go and check that out. Now along with segment best features, the Kia Syros also offers class leading boot space of 465 liters. That's that seems ample to store in a couple of large suitcases, with a cabin luggage and a few duffel bag. You also have this parcel tray here, which again you can remove if you want to fit in poorer luggage. And the rear seat, again with the sliding function and with the recline function, you can increase the boot space and carry more luggage if you need. Or if you want to do, if you are moving houses, you can just easily fold the rear seats and you can store bigger luggage. So it will do the duty of a small MPV as well. Just a small thing, if I'll nitpick, is that there is no reclining function which you can access right from this boot area if you want to quickly increase the boot space a bit. But again, that is something which I am just nitpicking. But yeah, issue with some of the people will be that the loading lift is a bit higher. So yes, you'll have to lift your luggage a bit and put them inside. Now before we begin with the drive, let's talk about the engine options offered on the Kia Syros. Now 2 engine options you have here. First up is the 1-liter 3-cylinder turbo petrol unit that belts out around 118 brake horsepower at 6000 rpm and 172 Newton meters of peak torque at around 1500 to 4000 rpm. Now this engine comes with 2 gearbox choices. First up is a 6-speed manual transmission, and then is the 7-speed dual clutch automatic transmission. Same setup which we have seen in the Sonnet. And then the second engine option we have with us today is the 1.5-liter 4-cylinder diesel unit. Now this diesel engine belts out around 114 brake horsepower and 250 Newton meters of peak torque. 114 brake horsepower comes around at 4000 rpm, and the torque band is from 1500 to roughly around 2700 rpm. Again, two gearbox options you have here. The first one is the 6-speed manual transmission, and then you have the 6-speed automatic torque converter unit. We have the 1.5 liter diesel with the 6-speed automatic torque converter unit, and we still don't have the ground clearance figures of the Kia Syros, but from the driving we have done so far, it seems pretty much ample, over 180 millimeters, but again, that's not the official figure. Now done with that, let's get behind the wheel and see how it really drives on the road, how all the power figures translates when you are actually on the road. And finally, we are behind the wheel of the new Kia Syros. We are driving the 1.5 liter diesel engine with the automatic gearbox, and to be very honest, it feels very familiar because we have driven the same engine in the Seltos and the Sonnet, and in terms of power delivery, in terms of response, it feels pretty much the same. The low end torque is good, it builds up quite smoothly, is quite linear, so there's no jolt from the engine as such whenever you are going towards the mid-range. The mid-range again is meaty, so that really helps when you're overtaking or when you're making a quick way out of the traffic. And even on the highway, you just need a bit of planning with the paddle shifters, a bit of use of the paddle shifters, and you are good to go. So in that regard, I think it is pretty much manageable and comfortable, and yes, really easy to drive. Even in the city, it's very easy to point the car to a certain direction, to spot the car, so it's very easy in maneuvering. And thanks to the overall boxy dimensions, the box's silhouette, it is really easy to maneuver it even in tight traffic situation or tight parking spot, given that it is slightly wider by subcompact SUV standards. So yes, very easy in terms of driving. The turning radius is also quite good, quite tight, so parking it again is very easy. You also have the assistance, you have the 360-degree camera view that also helps when you're parking in tight spots. Now moving from the engine and performance part towards the drivability, the suspension is tuned on the stiffer side, so yes, you will feel a bit of that pitter patter and a bit of all the potholes when you will be hovering over them, so you will hear thuds as well, but again, nothing that is a deal breaker. It's just that it will toss you up a bit if you'll be speeding over a rough tarmac or a pothole, or whenever you will be approaching a speed breaker like this. But on the positive side, it really helps in the handling when you're changing lanes or when you're cornering the car, because given its tall boy height, the overall dimension, it feels pretty much stable there. So whenever you are making a quick turn or whenever you are making a quick maneuver, again, the body rolls are pretty much contained, so there's less of sideward movement when you're cornering the car. That is a bit reassuring in terms of handling and drivability. Yeah, the passengers on rough tarmac or on speed breakers will be tossed up a bit, but when you will be cornering the car or maneuvering, they will be pretty much settled as far as you are doing decent speed. Even higher double-digit speed, it's quite manageable on a fair bit of long corners. Now coming to the steering feedback, I'm quite pleasantly surprised how Kia steering have improved over the time. Now even in the Syros at lower speed, it feels very light, very nimble, very easy to amble around in the city, very easy to potter around, and that makes this car really easy to drive and really easy to live with for your daily city commutes. On the highway, when you're speeding up, the steering weighs up nicely and gives you that reassuring feedback. Now, not as engaging as some of its rivals, but yes, it does the job pretty much fine. So it is quite easy to point the corner in a certain direction. It behaves just like you want. It behaves to your inputs and is quite easily manageable. So yes, overall the driving experience is easy and pleasant. So that was our first impression on the new Kia Syros. The car will hit the road in February. On February 1st, prices will be announced and it will be positioned above the Kia Sonet, between the Sonet and the Seltos with a slightly premium positioning. We expect the prices to begin around the 8 lakh rupees mark and go up to 15.5 lakh rupees. Now, remember, it has a slightly premium positioning, is available only with the 1 litre turbo petrol engine and the 1.5 litre diesel engine, not the 1.2 litre naturally aspirated engine we have seen in the Sonet. And in terms of product, as I said right in the beginning, if you can make peace with the looks, the way it looks, it has plenty to offer in terms of practicality and features, and can be an excellent daily driver and a very practical car, a very comfortable car for your family as well. So yes, with that, I'll see you in the next video and let's see how this will be positioned in the lineup.